Okay. Alright. Is that going through? Doesn't seem like it is. Okay. There we go. I don't know why it's not. I don't know why I wasn't going through earlier, but anyways, I guess I should probably go ahead and explain it again. So, I'm trying to come up with a color palette for this robot. It's going to be a part of a brand new stop motion series that I'm working on. Working title is Sonic Chaos Chronicles, and it's going to center around this prototype robot, which eventually goes haywire. But it's fully designed around the use of Chaos Emeralds, so it can go super and stuff like that. So since Eggman's finally been able to design a robot other than Mecha Sonic from Sonic 3 and Knuckles that can properly use the Chaos Emeralds, is going to be a really interesting time for Sonic and his friends. Sorry, I'm just pulling up the stream so I can check comments. Okay, there we go. None yet. Alright, but anyway, hello everyone. Sorry about the mic trouble. I really don't know what happened. Streamlabs just decided that for whatever reason, my mic was unmuted, but it still wasn't gonna work. But whatever, it happens. So, right now I'm trying to figure out colors. And I was looking at these couple of Sonic robots here, and I'm seeing a lot of blue, black, bit of red, and yellow. So for the main color, especially if we're gonna take some inspiration from XTH over here, I'm gonna try to make his primary color green. We're gonna see how that works. It may work nicely, it may not, but we'll see. But in terms of Eggman's normal robots, they're always gonna have black eyes, so it's gonna be our next color. And I do think that having the metal sort of mouth area, I think works. So I want to keep that. Sort of to help keep a visual harmony between the various robots that Eggman has built. Can you say something? So, for anyone in the chat, how is your... Well, I suppose we're in the afternoon, so how's your afternoon going so far? Or evening, if that's where, that's the time you're at. I'm streaming a bit earlier than usual, but that's okay. Nobody yet. At least nobody that's commenting, let me say. What? Wow. There. Sorry, I don't have fantastic handwriting, but it's okay. No. Let's not do this yet. I can't wait. Okay. So I have these three colors, but I'm gonna need an accent color. So I think I'm gonna take a look at know there's different color pickers. I'm gonna check to see. No. I know it's different color pickers, that's alright. I'm gonna go to Adobe Color. And let's see what kind of color generator we can make. Okay. So I know one color I want to be that green, so I'm gonna. So I want the other one to be Photoshop, but that's alright. One over here, one over here. Pull this in. And pull that. Oh, I can't pull it in. Oh well. Okay. So let's take. Change color. So, color picker. Here. Here's a color. So our hex is 5BB261. So copy that. Put that there. So our second color is a straight black, and that's going to be F. Oh, no, wrong color. That one. There we go. So 18, 18, 18. I'm gonna paste that there. Ah, thank you. Appreciate that, Mom. Let's take this color. There. That does not look like the same color. Maybe it is, but it doesn't look like it. Okay, so we have... I changed the other colors. Okay. So I would like to bring this green back, and I'm gonna set it as the main color. Yeah, set as base color. There we go. Compound. Let's just split compound to it and see how that works. So, one of the colors I absolutely know I want to be black. So I'm gonna take that one down there. Okay. So we have most of our colors. I think I need this one to be whiter. Okay, so now we can take a look at some of the other colors that we need. So taking a look at this front design, so we're going to need especially streak color that goes on the quills, and that same color can probably be applied to these fins here, and probably the sides, the boots, and the thigh guards there. So I'm thinking... I don't know. I don't really think that's gonna go super nicely. I'm almost thinking like a yellow, which oddly can also reference original Metal Sonic. So let's give yellow a shot, or something closer to yellow, I suppose. just want to change the value of it. If I can do that, it'd be perfect. Oh, I'm probably gonna... Actually, no, because I could use that same color. Alright, so let's just take a look and see what colors we come up with. So let's do a new layer. So first things first, I would like to take lighter layer. Inverse and just make it a color. I'll just say red. Oh, oops. There we go. Hello, Rhonda. Yeah, I know. It's it's a bit of an odd time for a stream. I usually do it a bit later, but I kind of figured I haven't streamed in a few days. Actually, it's probably closer to like a week now, but I kind of figured analytics are always telling me that this is the opportune time to stream anyways, so I might as well just go ahead, stream about now, you know, see if anyone will be interested in the stream, and if not, you know, things happen. So eventually I'm gonna put this into Blender and try and model this character all out. Also really gotta figure out what is this? Oh yeah, that's what that is. So that can also go above. We can actually merge those layers. But I want to make sure that I delete this line because it's not really needed. God damn it, I just want hard ground pressure size. Why is... There it is. Anyway, how are things going over there, Rhonda? I haven't heard from you in a few days. We were supposed to play Marvel Rivals a few days ago. You know. I don't think either one of us actually mentioned that we were supposed to. Okay. Sometimes I like the guides, sometimes they're really annoying. Right now they're annoying, so we're gonna clear them. So I'm just coloring in the clip layer just to make sure that none of the color that I actually lay down for the character goes outside of where it's supposed to. Now, if I wanted to take a long time, I could do a color clip for each color, but I really don't think I want to do all that. Also, speaking of drawings, I posted a new drawing on my Instagram earlier today. It was a remake of a drawing I'd done about a decade or so ago. So I just thought it'd be really nice to show off my progress as an artist. I think I did rather well. Truth be told, I'd be taking little mini breaks from Rivals because I already finished the Battle Pass. Oh, that's understandable. That makes sense to me. I just figured I'd ask about it as all. I would say I wonder where Anya's at, but I'm pretty sure she's at work right now. Anya's gonna be so mad at me. She's gonna be so mad at me for streaming when she's at work. I see it coming. But it's okay. She can always catch the VOD. And see what she was missing out on. I think one of these days I'm gonna try streaming on TikTok. and just see what happens. There. So now that everything for the character, well, besides this little bit right here. There we go. And for some reason, there's a little bit of straight line. Let's take that out. Fortnite crew trying to take money. Fortnite crew trying to take money from me that I don't have because I really gotta find a damn job. Damn, Rhonda. I feel that though. I finally started getting my unemployment checks. So I'll be good for a while until I can find another job. I actually just applied for like 5 of them yesterday. Alright, anyway, so back to what I was doing. So I know that I want... Oh, let's actually do a new layer. Color. And clip it to make sure that it doesn't go outside of the boundaries of the layer below it. And now, we can start coloring things in. So, I know I want this character to be green, because it separates him from the other sort of, like, more famous Dr. Eggman robots. And it also references XCH, you know. Every creator likes to reference their past works in the new work. You know what? Let's be lazy. Well, not so much lazy, more so working's fun and harder. So, just take all of these selections from our line art layer. We can expand the selection a bit, not a whole hell of a lot, because you don't want it to go outside. See, this is too much, because it's going outside of the line art boundary, so we're probably gonna, let's take it down to 1. There we go. Now go back down to the color layer, and color it all in. And there we go, so that's all colored. Like, I'm really trying my hardest to get a fucking job so I can get the 2K26 shit and not have to worry about the DLC and everything else. See? I don't know what to tell you, dude. That's just your own damn obsession. Like, you don't need the whole DLC. Like, you don't need all that shit. Should be told. I'm not sure if I'm gonna get like all the DLC and stuff personally, because man, paying $150 for one singular game, I think is a bit much. How much is it? For the full thing, complete with the DLC and everything, it's $150. Exactly. It's a bit much. Hello, Cindy. So I'm just working on this, I'm working on this character. I'm trying to get the stop motion. I'm trying to get like the pieces for it off the ground before I get my 3D printer in. Oh, I explained what was going on with that, but I think my mic was off. I don't know. It was some kind of weird OBS thing, but so I pre-ordered a 3D printer last month, I think, and the the 3D printer that I had pre-ordered, I can show you it here. Let me just type it in. Okay. So this is the one that I pre-ordered, called the Anycubic Cobra X. I actually got the early bird price for it as well. I ordered it with some colors and stuff like that. So it was supposed to come out. Let's see if I can find the date for it. There it is. So originally it was supposed to come out, the Cobra X combo, supposed to come out around now. It was supposed to come out late February, early March. But I checked this yesterday and all of a sudden it's coming out March 10th to March 20th, so about mid-March. It sucks, but if anything, it gives me more time to get this done and figure out the colors and stuff for it, so I'm not too mad. Well, I make a bunch of characters and whatnot for Universe Mode, so whatever DLC I can get my hands on is good enough for me. Fair enough. And yeah, that is right. Yeah. Rhonda is really into the Universe Mode shit. I'm not. Truthfully, I played it. I don't think I've tried Universe Mode since like 13 or 14. WWE 13 or 2K14. Oh. It's like, I see the appeal of it, but it's never really been my thing. But I completely understand why other people like it. Because it's pretty much like creating your own... It's almost like creating your own damn wrestling brand. You just have access to all these existing superstars and stuff. Okay. So now I've got my base colored down. Also, how are things going for you, Cindy? I don't think I asked that question. Oh shit! RJ, what is good, sir? How's your workouts going and stuff? Alright, so we have our base color down. Let me go back to the Adobe stock. Where did you go? Oh, there you are. Okay, so we can try this color. I don't know how well it's gonna... You know what, let's do the eyes and the metal first, and then see how we think about it. Yeah, 18, 18, 18, so near full black. So I'll go to our line art, magic wand, expand. Okay. Doing alright. Today's a rest day though, since I'm a bit under the weather. Damn. I'm sorry to hear that. It's one of the worst feelings in the world, getting fucking sick, especially when you're trying to... Man, especially when you're trying to do your, thing, trying to better yourself, and all of a sudden here comes life getting in the way. You're gonna sit on that bed for a few days, sir. You thought. I'll color this one in later. I'm not really gonna worry about that. I was going to, but okay. So where's that metal color I had? It's right here, taken directly from Shard, from the Archie comics. Magic wand. And I'm just going to lasso the rest of this. These are going to be really small selections, so try and individually pick out. Okay. This is all for the metal part, so I should probably have the arms also the same color. No, not the whole thing. God damn it, Photoshop. I just... Wait, what is that mode it's on? Oh, that's why. No. No. You know what? So, when do you get the new 3D printer? Is this one of the characters you'll print out? Yes, so... This is one of the first things I'm gonna print out, but I'm gonna have to 3D model it in Blender first. Which, that's probably gonna be a series of streams on its own. But yes, so this character is specifically built to be an action figure. Like, it's built around, you can see right here, it's built around the Jack Sonic figures. I have like fucking 4 of the things. I really would like to use one of them for something else other than just being another Sonic. And it's also built, like, as you can see right here, I have like the face without like this top on it, is because it's meant to come off. So a scene that I was thinking of doing for the stop motion was to have when Sonic and Tails and whatever rest of the crew decide to have, whenever they meet this robot, it'll be like almost like a FNAF situation where we're just sitting against the wall, just not being used. Or to have that scene after they beat the robot, before the robot gets the Chaos Emeralds. Because, you know, the Sonic character is always going to want to see their mechanical foes come over to the good side, so, you know, maybe Tails is like, wait a minute, so I'm picking up some weird shit on the radar, and so when they go inside of it, they take off the faceplate, maybe take off the muzzle and stuff like that, and just kind of see what's in its brain, within its processor and stuff. So yeah, to answer your question more simply, yeah, I fully plan on I fully plan on printing this character out once I get a 3D model, and once I figure out the tolerances for the plastic and everything. What do you think of Tango and Whisper's official voices? That is right. So, I did hear that today's the day. It was either today or yesterday, but I'm pretty sure it was today, that they came out for Sonic Racing Crossroads. I actually haven't played Sonic Racing Crossroads recently enough to know what their voices sound like. But if you'd like me to, I can. Because I just got a new laptop for the rec room, so I can stream retro stuff. I can play Sonic Racing Crossroads on stream, maybe later tonight, maybe tomorrow or something like that, and play with them. Honestly, I think that'd be a good idea. If you're interested in that, let me know. Because I've only played it on Switch. I've only played my copy maybe twice or 3 times. So to get a proper excuse to play it again, sounds like a good idea to me. What you doing over there, Mom? Ooh, another thing I think I should probably get opinions on. What would you think about me streaming the TikTok? Because my TikTok is starting to get somewhere, I think. Got a little bit over 1,000 followers. But I'm starting to get a lot of comments and engagement there, so I was thinking perhaps I should try streaming over there and just see how it goes. You're asking me this question as if you aren't literally across the room from me. I, I think it'll go well. It's something I want to try at least once. There we go. Some color. Ah, damn it. Gotta get the other one. Ah, not smooth, this one. Modify. Expand. There. Okay. I definitely don't think I want to do green and red, because green and red looks too Christmassy to me, especially with the off-white that the actual metal is. So we're definitely going to have to find a different color. I almost thought... Also, did you hear that Kristen Bell is... I did! Kristen Bell is going to be voicing Amy for the 4th movie. I'm happy that they chose her. Because from what I was seeing, a lot of people wanted Kristen Bell to be Amy, and you know, I have no problem with that shit. Hearing fucking hearing Anna's voice coming out of Amy, I think that works. I think it works quite nicely. Alright, I'm just patching up some of these spots I didn't quite get the amount of color I was supposed to get. I think I'm also gonna take this clip layer, because it seems like everything's like outlined just a little bit too much. So modify, I don't want contract by one. No, so I do want to expand. Okay, so expand. I'm tempted to make it 2 pixels, but I know not every line is super thick. You know what? Yeah, let's make it 2. Let's expand it by 1 more pixel. There. So, I don't know if you noticed, but right here there's a little bit of a red that was right around that leg. Now it's gone. And that's why I did that. Okay. So I think the inside of this little TIE Fighter hole, that's for the Chaos Emerald, I think these should definitely be black. And I definitely need to tidy up the color. So let's try and tidy up this color as much as we can. Speaking of Amy, if she had a year with a solo game, then she needs a rival. It's come to my attention that she doesn't really have one. I think it'd be funny as shit if her rival was... It'd be funny as shit if her rival was Sonic.
My rival is David. Oh. I thought y'all were talking about me.
Nah. Yeah, my mom's first name is Amy, but in our case we're talking about Amy Rose. Imagine if Amy Rose's middle name was actually Rebecca. That'd be crazy. Okay. So we have most of our colors. I think we're probably gonna take this green down quite a bit, because I'm thinking it's too bright. So let's take this green down some. Maybe closer to a 4th green. Yeah, but that doesn't mean... You are right, but I'm still thinking that a darker green would work a little bit nicer. So let's take hue and saturation. I want you to go darker.
I guess because maybe I'm a female, I don't like the black, or maybe you should put an iris in your eyes to maybe break up that monotony of such dark colors.
I'm getting there.
I could be wrong. Or do you think maybe you can go from like a light red to a dark red to maybe
So the red,
make it not look so cheesy?
right, so the red is just the color under it. So it's what's called a clip layer. And all it does is make sure that whatever color I lay on top of that layer doesn't start bleeding past where it's supposed to go. So if I take this off, now you can see like there's some bleeding
Out of the line?
Yeah. So that red is just a clipping layer, and it just happens to be the color I chose.
Oh, so you didn't do that.
Yeah, I haven't done it yet. I think the Honey would be a great rival for Amy. I doubt Sega would do it since characters from the classic era haven't been brought over to the modern era. Well, any characters that Sonic Team themselves haven't come up with, yeah. Because other than that, well, I think you could probably bring, like, maybe Rough and Tumble from the comics into it. Yeah, they serve a different role and they kind of have different rivals, but I think they could work. Or shit, just make a whole new character in general. I don't see the problem with that. But I still very much am thinking it's a good idea to make this green darker. Well, you wouldn't give me the damn preview, so I couldn't see it. That's too dark. Maybe just -1. Okay. Yeah, that's probably a bit more of what I was going for. But I do want to keep the brightness of that metal layer, though. Not layer, but the color. I do want to keep that brightness. It's really annoying. Let's change the tolerance. As much as I like the thought of a new character, I think they should utilize the existing characters sitting in the backlog. Okay. So for Amy Rose. Okay, well, so let's see then. So what's Amy's personality as she exists now? So Frontiers. And who could we get that could contrast that? And I'm kind of thinking, this is gonna sound weird, but if they'd be willing to bring this character back, I would pitch for Jet the Hawk to be Amy's rival. This is gonna sound weird as hell, but I think if you follow me on this for a second, I think you'll understand. So Amy's character in Frontiers, the thing that defines her is wanting to spread her love with the world. So with that being said, we can extrapolate that Amy is a very selfless person. She's trying to make the world better. But when it comes to Jet the Hawk, he's a complete opposite. He's very selfish. He's a thief. Him and his Babylon rogues are all thieves. Shit, especially in the comics. Like, they pretty much just appear to try and steal shit and fail. So I think having a fundamental selfish versus selfless dynamic would work really well for Amy. Or if you wanted to be all female, you could do Wave and Amy. I think either way would work just fine for her. You know what? I think let's try yellow. Huh. Thanks. Oh, I was kind of hoping I was cooking a little bit there. I just thought it made a lot of sense. Oh, that's why. Hmm. So, what color do you suggest me try with this green? Yellow's actually what I'm doing now. I'm almost tempted to make the main color red. Because truthfully, Eggman's main color, you know, on his jacket and stuff is red. And I'm thinking that might do a really good job in helping to visually pair this robot with Eggman. But you also have characters like E102 Gamma and E123 Omega that already are mainly red. So maybe red isn't the best sort of, not best color, but maybe red isn't the best main base color. At this point, Sega just needs to bring damn near all the classic characters into the modern era. Yes, we all want updated Bark and Mighty, I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't. Unless you're gonna do something interesting with them, but as is, I would honestly say no. Because I really don't see what the point would be. Just to bring them back? Like, for what? Because truth be told, they don't really have characters. I think there's a reason that they've been forgotten, except for cameos and except for their role in Sonic Mania Plus. I just don't really see what the point of them even is. Sorry, I know I just said sacrilege, but I don't know. I just don't really get the appeal. I think of any classic character that's left, you'd have to overhaul them pretty much like Sonic Team did with the Chaotix and Sonic Heroes. That's the only way I could see any of the remaining classic characters being brought into the modern era, but I highly doubt that's gonna happen because they were made by Sonic Team. And Sonic Team seems to only ever acknowledge the stuff that was actually made by them, unless it's like Sonic saying way past cool in Frontiers. No, he said do it to it or something like that. It was one of the two. I honestly enjoyed Amy and Bark's dynamic in IDW. I like to think that Bark broke away from working with Fang at some point. And is a more neutral party. You know what? I have no problem with that. I think if you could bring Bark back like that in the games, that'd work. Because when you think about it, most characters, at least in the mainline continuity, are either good guys or they're bad guys, which is kind of an interesting. Having Bark be a closer to neutral character, I think would make him stand out by itself. You know, maybe he's like Fang and is sort of a hired gun. You know, he could be either or. He could be evil, he could be good. It just depends on if the pay is good. That's pretty shallow, but it's just a small idea. Man just really took a shit on my joke. Wait, what? Wait, what did you say? Because the last thing you said was you asked me if I get if this is a character I'm 3D printing. Unless that was a joke, in which case that was a weird joke, but okay. Rhonda, I just think that I really didn't understand what he was saying. Oh, that was you that said that. Okay, sorry. I thought that was RJ that said that. These comments are really small because I usually have my stream on my tablet, but I have it on my phone. Sorry, the comments are just really small, and I didn't catch it. It was you that said that. Sorry, Rhonda. I didn't mean. I didn't mean to. I didn't mean to destroy your joke. I'm sorry. Okay. So, looking at this, something still looks wrong, and something still looks wrong, and I cannot put my finger on it. I'm sure playing with the hue saturation. And for some reason, I can't preview it. I'm tempted to restart my computer, but maybe something like this could work. Maybe an all green design. Just bring it over here and just see what it is. Ooh, a blue and green. Purple and blue. That might work. Damn, bless you. That was such an aggressive sneeze. Yeah, but that's kind of ugly. That kind of works. Yeah, it almost looks brownish. Red and yellow could work. Red and yellow could work, but it had to be a brighter yellow. is straight up fucking Fun Time Freddy. I don't think white's gonna work. And especially because it just blew out the damn... Let's make it just a small bit. Yellow and red might work. You know what do you guys think in the chat? What do you think would work? Out of the color schemes that I just did, what do you think would work? I'm kind of thinking that blue and green might work. I just don't exactly remember where that was. Yeah, I think this blue and green might work. I'd have to turn. Maybe I'd have to make the blue a bit brighter, and maybe make it a little more bluish. But I think that might work. And maybe change the eye color. Blue and green, okay. Yeah, I think I can agree on that. I think the blue and green would work. And maybe... I think another thing we can probably do is make... Okay, how's that? I just wanted to add one more color just to sort of break up the constant blue and green. But we're definitely going to change this blue though. Okay. I'm glad you agree. But let's change this blue. Okay. So you agree with there being one more color. Okay. Now I kind of think he looks a little bit like... a little bit too much like a rainbow, so... I'm tempted to add in red, but nah. Okay. Tone. Okay. Any more thoughts on color? I'm just kind of messing around with different colors at the moment, just trying to see what else might work. Ooh. Ooh. He kind of looked at the fucking USA flag, but... Hold on. What do you think about this? Okay. So this is what I had it on just now before I started fucking with colors.
I'm sorry, I like that one better. Even though green isn't my favorite color, but I like that.
Okay.
I like the shade of it.
Okay. The darker blue makes him too close to the actual Metal Sonic. I think I can agree. Okay. So you prefer the one with green over the one with red?
Because I always see the blue and the red in everything. That's usually when people create things, that's kind of what they always use anyways. So the green and the blue is something different.
Okay. Okay.
Well, if you like red, try to throw red in somewhere, like maybe the front of the right colors. I really don't know. I just like the way it looks. You know me, I don't know much about all that stuff. I just know what looks good.
Is this like a metal version of you? No. It's not intended to be. It's just supposed to be like a new robot for this series. So I guess we can get into this again real quick. Can it tie into the older Mario and Sonic? Sure. You know, maybe down the line, maybe after season 2 I can kind of perhaps bring him in. I'd have to make another action figure, but I can do that. That's not a problem.
What about purple and yellow?
You can try it. You know what? Okay.
I don't know, I'm just throwing a color out there.
You can try it. Okay. I think I'm gonna
You said it's a new character?
Yeah.
Then yeah, purple and yellow. Like that's something outside of any character you have made color.
Well, no, it isn't, because Sapphire is purple and yellow. But you know what? I do want to try that. I think that might work pretty nicely. Okay, so let's take a moment. I'm going to restart Photoshop because I really don't understand why the hue and saturation isn't in the preview like it's supposed to. So. I think I just blew poor Rhonda's mind. Sapphire was purple? Okay, there we go. We're back. So. Yeah, I think I just kind of blew your mind there a little bit. Sapphire wears purple? Yeah, she does. Her hair, I try to make closer to a blue though. I think No, it was 24. Yeah, it was 24. And I think we called her Sapphire 2.0 and did a whole storyline Sapphire versus. That was really fun. We should have made those into videos. That would have been really fun. But you gotta bounce. See you later, man. All right, let's check this hue and saturation. There we go. Okay, so now the preview actually works. Alright, so mom suggested purple and yellow.
Oh no, that is ugly.
Yeah,
That's pink and yellow.
it's the closest I can get without.
Oh no.
It definitely was, because we were on that shit night after night. That was really fun. It was. That's something. Oh! If we both get 2K26, we should do that. You know, we should come up with a storyline together and put that and do something like that. Shit. Maybe we could bring back AUW. I don't know. We'll see. This one?
That shit looks pink and yellow. Yeah. Well, how is this coming to the future?
This character ain't supposed to be for a holiday.
You know, we should do like a little story that, like each time a holiday comes along, we have to take it not too long or something. Kind of thing.
I agree. Mm-hmm. You're right, and I absolutely hate that you remember all of it. I really need you. Just stop. Okay, but I think we got our color scheme. Damn, you can put a little bit more black in it, makes it look really nice. Okay, let's take another look. Okay, so I'm gonna save this, but I do want to try. I do want to try Mom's suggestion with purple and yellow, but I want to make purple the main color. So my plan is actually to make this figure metallic when I go to paint him. I'm just laying down flat colors right now so that I understand what I'm going for. I think a bright yellow? Actually, I think a bright yellow? This might work really nicely. Hold on a moment. I'm not done. I'm almost done. You know what? This might actually do exactly what I want. Yes, the plate is right there. Let's connect this line. This might also help determine our color scheme. So let's connect this line and this line. Expand. And I'm thinking maybe we can try that. Okay. So what about this? There's purple and yellow, and I've made the faceplate that's gonna come off a different color.
It's different. It's definitely different. You don't see a lot of
Okay. So I think I want to build on this a little bit and add a bit more black. Not a whole lot, but I want more than. Ooh. Here, what about the top being black? Do you think it looks better?
It does, but that stands out more.
Okay. Then we'll make some of the joints black. Like maybe make this black. Make the shoulders black. And honestly, ironically, I'm referencing Metal Sonic here. Where the hell are you at? Not that Metal Sonic, the modern one. Yeah, because it's hard to see in places, but he has sort of innards that are also black. Like here, like this joint is black, and you can't see under the shoulder pads, but the joint here is also black. And I know that because that's the way it is on the figure. Okay. So I think we might have something good going. And let's make perhaps the bottom of the shoes black as well. Is this a straight black? No, okay. I just want to make sure, because whenever I go to shade things, I don't like to have things as a straight white or black, because it messes with my shading. especially if you know what shade of gray you're going for. Okay. I'll be honest with you, I'm hungry. What was that? It definitely is, but what the hell? Oh my lord. Oh no! There we go. I think we've got our character. I think the last thing I want to do in terms of color is tone down how white this gray is. You know what? I think we've got it. I think we've landed on a solid color scheme. It's different from any of the robots here. It's different from X Stage while still kind of referencing him with the stripes. Honestly, the purple references the purple on his jacket, even though it ain't the same shade of purple, but okay. I think we've got something here. So now I just need to start coloring in everything else. Yo! Okay. You wanna start making... Alright. Okay. I'm gonna join you. Alright, I think I'm gonna help Mom make some meat. I'm gonna take a break. Probably see you in maybe an hour, hour and a half.
Nice different thing, and you hit it with some gray.
Yeah.
Instead of the baby blue.
Mm-hmm.
It's still on a manly, but has a hint of femininity.
Well, this robot is specifically designed to take advantage of the chaos thermals. I just haven't quite thought of how yet, but we'll get there. Okay, so I'm gonna go help her make the food. Take a break. Join me back in about an hour, maybe an hour and a half. But we'll be back. So, for now, thank you for watching. Like, share, subscribe, do all that stuff. Shit, we're almost at 15K, but you know we're on the road to 100K. We've been growing pretty nicely so far in this month. I'm hoping soon enough to never have to go back to work and I can just do YouTube permanently. So with all that said, I will see you later. See you out of here. Man, I'm very happy that I went to intermission.